Hello, ladies and gentlemen, racers and race fans from all around the globe. Thank you very much for joining us for the final round here for the Pro-Am Racing Challenge, brought to you by Omega Sim Racing. This is the final round. We're racing around the Nürburgring. Let's take a look at the calendar, see where we've been and what we've been up to. Drivers in the gold category, the pros, the silvers in the Pro-Ams, and the bronze in the Ams have driven around Monza, Oulton Park, Brands Hatch, Snetterton, Misano, Red Bull Ring, Zandvoort, and now we are ending things out at the Nürburgring. Not the 24-hour Nürburgring, just the regular old-fashioned Nürburgring. This will be the end and the grand prize of Next Level Racing HF8 will be brought to you by our sponsors at Next Level Racing, FAF for the Love of the Road, and Toronto Racing Simulators. And of course, all of the best race fans in all of sim racing. You folks that are watching, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for joining us, whether you're watching it live or watching this in the future. Really appreciate everything you guys have done to make Season 2 a wonderful championship series to be a part of. I am your host, Sagar Bakshi, aka The Real High, and it's been a pleasure to walk you through all 8 rounds of this championship. The drivers have already gotten started in their qualifying runs, so let's get to seeing how they're faring out onto the racing circuit. Justin Cutler already throwing down his hands. I believe that would be Ryan Nash, his opponent here in this championship run right now. And they're trying to find the same piece of real estate out on the racetrack together at the same time, but it just isn't working out. Looks like Nash loses out that battle with Justin Cutler for the opening qualifying run. Double points are on the line here tonight, so it's still anybody's ball game mathematically. We will go through the championship standings and the order in which people need to finish to make miracles happen here at the Nürburgring. Justin Cutler up into second place behind Nate Roberts, who set a 155.3 on the opening lap. Cloudy skies here, optimum track though. Dan saying Tenente is the best pilot out there. Well, he's in the championship running, if I'm not mistaken. But he's a far way off from being the champion. More battling on the racing circuit between the 72 and the 74 touch. And they're going to go round and round. 72 of Nathan Baer getting the worst of that affair. Corey McNulty able to continue driving on. Coming through turn 6, the forward curve. Corey McNulty's got a little bit of quarter panel damage, but he's still driving on and driving forward. 5th place for McNulty, 6th place for the man Justin Cutler right now. Our current championship leader with 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining left on the clock. Coming through turn 15, Coca-Cola curve. Justin Cutler might be improving some on this lap. Is it a major improvement? No, it was actually a decrease, 158.410 on that last lap. His best lap being a 157. Nate Roberts is looking to improve his pole position right now. He's gained about 1/10 of a second. Let's check out Nicholas Kindred, who's only slow on Tuesdays, driving the 878 through the NGK chicane. Ryan Conrad down 1.4 through the NGK chicane. Thought about going down pit road, but he's pulling off to the side and leaving and warming up those tires, pulling out some room. Let the 92 escape up the road. That would be Robert Tenente. Here's Benjamin Hyun, who's up 1.4 on his PB right now. Coming through turn 11, the Warsteiner curve. Mounts the curve there. The kink of Advan Bogen. And now into the NGK chicane, still up 1.2 seconds. Looking like a low 57 for Benjamin Hyun right now. Then she put him easily into the top 10. There it is, 10th place for Benjamin Hyun with a 157.045. Nicholas Kindred finding half a second on this lap, coming through Warsteiner now. The kink of Advan Bogen. In the NGK chicane, he's gaining and gaining time. Nicholas Kindred finds 5th place with a 155.427. Corey McNulty down in 9th place right now. I would assume still has that quarter panel damage. Ryan Conrad ahead of Robert Tenente. Alan Pena getting chased down by the number 14 of Kevin Lee of photography. Oh, and a late move to the inside line through the Mercedes arena will send Alan Pena a little bit deep and wide. Kevin Lee goes through, but at the cost of Alan Pena's lap. Ryan Nash, Nate Roberts, Justin Cutler, Kevin Lee. 1, 2, 3, 4 for you. Nicholas Kindred, Ryan Conrad, Wilson Ho, Rory Buchanan, Corey McNulty, and Benjamin Hyun. Then Isho and BK will round out the Pro-Am drivers. Chris Frazier, Nathan Baer, Johnny Nickelford, Laszlo Toth, Alan Pena, Enrique Santos Lopez, Robert Tenente, and Deej Johnson will round out all of the amateurs. Ryan Nash is in first place with just under 4 minutes left in the session. Nash comes down pit road to practice his pit stops. And that's a good indication that Ryan Nash was looking to clinch this championship tonight in front of Justin Cutler and Nate Roberts. Wilson Ho pulling off at turn 2, the Mercedes Arena section. And that'll be the end of his qualifying run. Corey McNulty yeeting it into the barriers at the end of turn 1. That'll be it for him. 156.230 is all he had in the bag. And that'll be 8th place for them. Matthew Egan cheering on Justin Cutler in the YouTube chat. Thank you very much for being here, Matthew Egan. Chris Frazier also only slow on Tuesday. Last lap was a 157.387, best lap being a 157.2. So showing us that he's got some consistency underneath him in the amateur category. He is the leader of that category, and I believe he's got Laszlo Toth. No, that'll be Wilson Ho in front of him. Wilson Ho's in front of him on track, but he's ahead of Wilson Ho's teammate, Laszlo Toth. And our championship leader of David Johnson right now not setting a lap time, it looks like. Not sure what's going on with David Johnson. He is out on the racetrack, but just coming through the Michelin curve now. Turn 10. Turn 11. Not seeing any invalidated laps. I'm just seeing no lap data from David Johnson in the Bald Eagle Motorsports. You better get the hurry up and go on now. No, this is not looking like a great lap for David Johnson. No, not at all. No, and David Johnson cooks it in the final corner. And he's going to start from the back of the field, our championship leader. This is going to give a lot of possibilities to Laszlo Toth and Johnny Nickelford in the 2nd and 3rd place. We got a minute and 20 seconds of the waiting period. Here's the rear wing of Justin Cutler. Down in 4th place. Checkered flag is waving across the start-finish line right now for the end of the qualifying session. Justin Cutler looking like he might hold provisional pole time right now. If he can maintain this pace coming through the final corner. 3/10 up on his PB. And he goes up into P2, Justin Cutler, with a 154.695. Let's take a look at the starting grid, shall we? And we'll jump right into the championship standings. Ryan Nash leads in P1 with a 154.677 in the number 21 Pfaff Motorsports car. Justin Cutler in P2, only 18 thousandths away from pole position, and it looks like he might be starting from pit lane. Nate Roberts in third for the Bald Eagle Motorsports in the number 6. Kevin Lee of photography, number 14, in fourth place. Nicholas Kindred, only slow on Tuesday, in fifth place. And Wilson Ho, the 888, is in sixth place right now. Brian Conrad, the 879, in seventh place. Corey McNulty, the number 74, Bald Eagle Motorsports, in eighth position. And we have Rory Buchanan, the number 22, in ninth place. Balwea Isho, the number 220, is in 10th place. Number 11 spot goes to Benjamin Hyun, the number 38. Chris Frazier, the number 23, is in 12th place, also only slow on Tuesday. Laszlo Toth, the number 31 for Six Sigma Racing, is in 13th place. Nathan Baer, the number 72, in 14th position. BK, the number 9, in 15th position. Johnny Nickelford, the number 99, in 16th spot. Alan Pena, the number 91, cheers from Paulina in chat for Team Inspire, in 17th. Enrique Santos Lopez, the number 77, in 18th position. Robert Tenente, the number 92, is in 19th. And David Johnson, starting from the back of the grid, the number 221, our championship leader in the amateur division, just could not get a lap set during the qualifying run. Taking a look at the weather, it's 22 degrees for the ambient, 29 degrees for the track temperature. A general breeze drifts in from the east at 4 kilometers per hour with brief bursts of wind up to 30 kilometers per hour. It's cloudy throughout the day with mild temperatures overall. In the pro category, the top 5 drivers after 2 drop rounds, Justin Cutler leads with 196 over Kevin Lee in 181. Ryan Nash in P3. Nate Roberts is 152. Dominic Schumont with 143. And taking a look at the notes that we have here that Leo's posting. Justin Cutler, the man to beat, finished top 2, and the title is yours. No ifs, ands, or buts. Anything else in the pack will chase. Kevin Lee must win the final race and hope Cutler finishes 4th place or lower. Wilson Ho in the Pro-Am category leads over Corey McNulty and Rory Buchanan, BK, and Nicholas Kindred. 184, 177, 164, 155, 153. Wilson Ho needs a top 2 finish. Corey McNulty must win, and Wilson finishes 4th or lower. Rory Buchanan must win with Wilson outside the top 10 and McNulty off the podium. BK, Nicholas Kindred, and Ryan Conrad are tied for 4th place right now. David Johnson with 194 over Laszlo Toss, 173. Johnny Nickelford, 157. Nathan Baer, 156. Chris Frazier with 155. 1, 2, 3 in the category. Well, it's looking good for Laszlo Toth. David needs to finish 6th or worse, and Laszlo needs to win. Johnny Nickelford needs a win, plus David and Laszlo need to finish deep in the field. It's all looking good for the possibilities in the bronze class right now. And Justin Cutler not starting from pit lane. He is on the grid, and he will start in 2nd place. Although I am seeing a 3 on his number board. I'm not sure why that is. I thought we were going to see Daniel Tran in the pack tonight, but not looking like it's so. Taking a look at the front of the grid, it looks like someone's out of position.
Green light, give it all you can.
And green, 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 away we go. There is a big leapfrog from Nicholas Kindred in front of Kevin Lee of photography. Not doing too well on the race start. Kevin Lee makes a big dive towards the inside, and there is bumping and banging and sending half of the field into calamity right now. I'm seeing a ton of yellow flags and orange markers being thrown out at the front of the field. Ryan Nash, Justin Cutler, Kevin Lee in a race of their own right now. Corey McNulty finds his way up into fifth place overall, right behind Rory Buchanan, who escaped cleanly with their lives. Luckily for Corey McNulty, he didn't have a race start like last week that sent him back. So we've got a lot of action left to go for the final race. Let's check out Alan Pena, who's battling it out with Nicholas Kindred right now. I think Kindred was involved in that very early accident. Justin Cutler involved in a little bit of argy-bargy action, seeing an orange flag pop up next to his name, meaning that he was involved in the incident with someone. Kindred on the outside line. Let's check out the battle between BK and Enrique Santos Lopez right now. BK bobbing, weaving, dodging every which way, trying to have Ford Mustang on Mustang action, and they are providing. Enrique Santos Lopez goes a little bit deep and wide, pushing BK off the optimum line. Nicholas Kindred gets his nose involved and gets a little touchy of the nose there, sent his way backwards. 43 minutes left on the clock, and we haven't even completed one lap of racing just yet. BK coming through the NG chicane for the first time. 5-second penalty applied to David Johnson's time, assuming that would be incident responsibility for the race start. Yes, we are getting word from race control right now that David Johnson, 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. 74 of McNulty, 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. Very, very interesting. Both of the people that I'm cheering for in this championship right now are getting 5-second penalties on their race starts. So McNulty and Deej Johnson both incurring 5-second time penalties. And David Johnson has a long way to go to make up not only the 5 seconds, but starting from the back of the field, Conrad, Isho, Ho, Frazier, Johnson at the very back of the field. Let's see if we can get a race recap and see what happened at the start of the field. 221 and the 74. Here is the 74. Ooh, bumping in the back of, I believe that would be Ryan Conrad there on the race start. And we're not going to get a replay of what happened at the 221. That one just escaped me. Whoa, we got another accident involving the 221. Where is this at? Up the S's of Michael Schumacher. Oh, and just road blocks his way in. And that'll be a 221 getting another penalty, I'm almost certain, from race control. We'll keep our ear to the ground to see what they have to say about that. Right now, it's 3/10 separating Ryan Nash from Justin Cutler, and Cutler goes a little bit sideways on the entrance to the Mercedes arena. And he is pushing with all of his might. But Justin Cutler needs to remind himself that he doesn't need to win this race. He just needs a P2 or better to solidify his championship standings. So pushing as hard as he might want to will not benefit him at all. 5-second time penalty against the number 92. Excuse me, against the 221. It's a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. And another 5-second penalty for David Johnson. Oh my goodness. That'll be 15 seconds of time penalties applied to the number 221, our championship leader. This is surely going to put him into the back six of the pack. This could be Laszlo Toth's race to throw away tonight. He is battling it out with Alan Pena, but they're separated by a lot of time. 7.5 seconds between Laszlo Toth and Alan Pena. Can Pena dethrone Laszlo Toth for some points here tonight and get himself a victory? Only time will tell, folks. We've got 39 minutes before the championship will be decided. Let me know who you're cheering for in the race chat so we can follow along with your favorite drivers and give you the points rundown of where they sit right now. Ryan Nash leads Cutler, Kevin Lee, Rory Buchanan, Corey McNulty still has that 5-second time penalty, but he's half a second away from the number 22. Benjamin Hyun, Laszlo Toth, Kindred gets by Alan Pena, who's going a little bit slowly, perhaps letting Nicholas Kindred through, knowing that that's not a battle he necessarily needs to be in right now. Then we have BK, Ryan Conrad, Johnny Nickelford, Wilson Ho, Balwea Isha, David Johnson is into pit lane, Chris Frazier into pit lane, Nathan Baer, Enrique Santos Lopez, and Robert Tenente round out the 19 drivers remaining in this championship series. And you can see Alan Pena has been in the wars on that right side door panel of his. It's all crinkled up and the paint has been scuffed, that's for sure. Here from race control, another penalty being dished out. Car number 72, Nathan Baer, against car number 220, Balwea Isha. 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. Cheers for Alan Pena out of Paulina P. Hayden says, Rory the loose cannon Buchanan, I need that energy. We'll keep an eye on Buchanan as he gets passed by Corey McNulty as they come through Advin Bogan and up the hill through the NGK chicane. McNulty is on a bit of a rampage right now, is able to get by Buchanan, and Buchanan's going a little bit slowly through Coca-Cola curve. Opens up the gap to around 1 second between himself and McNulty. Let's keep an eye on that lap time and see how big the gap is. Nearly 1 second was gained from McNulty, 158.257 to a 159.285. Justin Cutler falls back one position to Kevin Lee of photography. Holy Toledo, what happened? No way! And Justin Cutler with a disconnect. Justin Cutler, the championship leader, just disconnected. That would be a DNF. No points gained. This is double points right now. If Kevin Lee finishes the race in first place, he could potentially win. Ryan Nash potentially could win this if he stays in front to the bitter end. Justin Cutler's back in this game. He is back in. He can get some points. but he will be a lap down to the rest of the field. Waiting for Cutler to appear on my live timing so we can get a view of when he rolls out of pit lane, but the 35 is back in action in pit lane. David Johnson taking his pit stop, serving those penalties right now. He's in there for a long time. Justin Cutler's back in the action, but he's still in pit lane. He might go down 2 laps. Now, he will still get third place points in his class. Leo, let me know if it's points per class or points overall that are handed out. Because Cutler could still do pretty well by just getting third place points in his class by just showing up. BK getting chased down by Ryan Conrad here on the rear wing of BK. FAF Motorsports number 9 being chased down by the 879 of Ryan Conrad. So Omega Racing clarifies that points per class will be handed out. So Cutler should still be able to win this just by showing up and finishing the race. Because Dominic Schumann and Zhao, oh, that's a big slide out of Ryan Conrad. Caden asks, what happens to Cutler now? Well, Cutler will rejoin the field. He will still get points for third in class. But he is going to be multiple laps down. I'll tell you how many. He's 2 laps down on the rest of the field right now. This is still going to be a mighty race between Lee and Nash to the end of the event. If only we had some other pro drivers in here, this would really upset the championship. Now, if Cutler disconnects again and can't finish the race, this will hand the championship over to the number 21 and the 14's battle. Cutler, you should just go away for a little while longer. Just disappear for a little bit. Give us that little bit of excitement. Let Ryan Nash and Kevin Lee have some fun for a little bit. Because right now, I think they think that they're in it to win it. BK and Ryan Conrad still at it in their Ford Mustangs, nose to tail. Battling for 5th and 6th in their class. On board with BK, you can see Conrad in the television monitor. Now better vision here in the rear view camera. A little bit deep again from Conrad. David Johnson with another 5-second penalty. 888 Wilson Ho against car 77. Enrique Santos Lopez. No action taken for causing a collision. David Johnson, another 5-second penalty for car collision with the number 72 of Nathan Baer. David Johnson really needed to keep his nose clean in this event, and it's just not working out for him right now. He has taken a mandatory pit stop. And he's hoping to run it to the end of the event. And look at how close Kevin Lee is to Ryan Nash. Talk about faith in the car in front of you. Where are all the McNulty fans tonight? Oh, Ryan Nash getting the better of Kevin Lee at the entrance to turn 1. Here's Laszlo Toth of Six Sigma Racing, the number 31 car. Amazing event tonight. If you thought the championship was mathematically decided, did this throw a wrench into your plans tonight or what? Looks like the poll closed out, and it looks like the current favorite is to win. Underdog comeback, 50% of the votes went there. Total upset coming, 0% there. Keep on voting in that poll. Caden asks, do any of these drivers get nicknames? Absolutely. Oh, here comes a move from Nicholas Kindred into Laszlo Toth. Up the inside or the long way around. He chooses the long way around, but it didn't quite work out for Nicholas Kindred. Now this is the run into the NGK chicane. For the kink, Kindred was left no room. Kindred cooks it going through NGK, and that'll open up the gap back over to the leaders, Ryan Nash, Kevin Lee. Well, I take that back, Caden. Well, the only driver who's gotten a nickname is BK. Brock Karlugu. That's only because I can't pronounce his name, so I just call him BK. And Balea Isho, I know I'm not pronouncing his name properly, but you know, he's kind enough to let me keep on butchering his name before he corrects me. Other than that, no. I like Rory the Cannon Buchanan. Whoever said that, that was a pretty good one. I might have to steal that from you. Kindred closing down on Laszlo Toth yet again, trying to find himself a podium. Needs to get past Laszlo Toth and up the road. Around 2.8 seconds. Up the hill through the Schumacher S's. Finding the inside line that he needs on Laszlo Toth. but he might cook it into the braking zone. He does not. Nicholas Kindred showing us why he's not slow on Tuesdays. The man that was taken out lap 1, turn 1, now finds himself up into 4th place in his class behind McNulty, Buchanan, and Benjamin Hyun. Don't forget to donate to the Sick Kids Charity Foundation, folks. The link in the QR code is in the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Should you be able to do so, please donate to help sick kids in need. We'd really appreciate it. All proceeds go directly towards the Sick Kids Charity Foundation. Thank you again to our lovely sponsors, Toronto Racing Simulators, FAF for the love of the road, and Next Level Racing for providing us with all of the donations and prizes that we needed to hand out to these drivers. I believe in due fashion for the Pro-Am Racing Challenge, there will be an awards party, trophies being handed out. And thank you very much to all of the donations that were given from the drivers as well as entry fees for the championship. That'll be the number 23, Chris Frazier, dip diving and dodging out of the way of the lead battle. He'll go a lap down. Keeping an eye on this first place battle. Wilson Ho, excuse me, not Wilson Ho, Ryan Nash and Kevin Lee locked in arms right now. Nicholas Kindred has already caught up to Benjamin Hyun somehow, some way. A 2.8 second gap really came down to nothing in just a few laps. 4/10 separates Benjamin Hyun from Nicholas Kindred, and Kindred is looking for that podium. Up the inside goes Kindred. Looks to make a move. Backs out of it though. Sees that the door was closing by Benjamin Hyun, the number 38. Here's BK, and he gets by Enrique Santos Lopez during the pit stop cycle. Oh, excuse me, that was Robert Tenente. Enrique Santos Lopez in the pit lane. Chris Frazier, number 23, gets by Enrique Santos Lopez. Let's head back over to the battle between Nicholas Kindred and Benjamin Hyun. Laszlo Toth trailing. And Alan Pena actually closing down the gap between himself and Laszlo Toth. The battling car is in front, really slowing him down some. Here's Nash into the back of Tenente, opening the door for Kevin Lee just a little bit. I believe that should be no action taken by the stewards, but we'll keep our eye on word from race control to see what they have to say about that. Little touch in the rumpus there. Lap traffic becoming a thing here for Kevin Lee and Ryan Nash. Yes, race control confirms now. Car number 21, Ryan Nash, against car number 92, Robert Clemente. No action taken for colliding with back marker. And now these two should have some clear air in front of them until they catch up to Justin Cutler, the number 35. Now looking at Nicholas Kindred's battle with Benjamin Hyun. That has continued to rage on, and there goes Benjamin Hyun into the final corner. A little bit of a slip and slide, drifto there. This will really open the door for Kindred to make a move, or will it, leading down in towards turn 1. Perhaps Kindred checked up a little bit there. Kindred breaking in a straight line going in towards 1. Does a good job of being on the attack, goes to the outside line, tries to find the long way around at turn 2. And turn 3, he'll be on the in-optimum line, but we know that the inside turns into the outside for the following corner, but none of that matters to Benjamin Hyun. He still maintains his position. Laszlo Toth still chasing the two cars in front, on board with Toth, as he's got the best view of the battling cars and getting really close to being involved with the two of them. Ryan Conrad makes his way past Alan Pena. On the rear wing of Ryan Conrad, Nicholas Kindred and Benjamin Hyun invert positions there. Oh, and the Porsche loses out on the way to pit entry. That'll be Benjamin Hyun. Nicholas Kindred finds himself on the podium right now. Paulina P., are you mother, sister, girlfriend of Alan Pena? Let us know. Ooh, and the Lamborghini goes for a late move on the 77. Enrique Santos Lopez keeps his head on a swivel, allows Nathan Baer to find his way through. That Mustang has seen some better days. And Paulina P. is the wife of Alan Pena. So Mrs. P., welcome to Omega Sim Racing. Thank you very much for always being here and cheering on your favorite driver. You might be a little bit biased there, Mrs. Pete. Caden says, I don't know how people could do this. I'd be crashing on every turn, barely could walk a straight line. I'm right there with you. There's a reason why I do commentary rather than drive these days. Oh, and Laszlo Toth cooks it going through NGK. That's going to be a big speeding token violation there, and manages to stay ahead of his teammate Wilson Ho. Wilson Ho gets by his teammate Laszlo Toth. Now that'll be Ryan Conrad behind Laszlo Toth, and I'm sure a little bit of teamwork is going to be taking place here to try to, well, Ryan Conrad cooks it himself. Into the forward curve now. Everything's okay, but in turn 5, things got a little sketchy. I was going to say Laszlo Toth was probably going to go ahead and block off Ryan Conrad's attempt to get pace on Wilson Ho, but no longer needed as Ryan Conrad's 2.8 seconds back from the Six Sigma Racing duo. Update for Justin Cutler. He is in pit lane right now, and getting his mandatory service taken care of. Has Cutler disconnected again? Justin Cutler has disconnected again, Matthew Egan. Holy smokes, what an ordeal. Justin Cutler is back in the race, but he's back to waiting in pit lane. This could be an upset with 13 minutes remaining left on the clock. Justin Cutler comes back into the race. Again, he will still get points for finishing if he is able to cross the start-finish line when time runs out. Should he continue to have disconnection issues, he will not be awarded those points. Nicholas cheering on Robert Tenente, the driver in 18th place right now. Number 92 of Tenente. With everything on the line, the race steward is definitely working his magic, handing out penalties to as many drivers as incidents we can find. Oh, Cutler must complete at least 80% of the laps to be eligible for points. Update from Omega Racing. Well, he's down 4 laps at this point. With, let's say... Oh, man. This is going to be close. Has he run 80% of race distance? Or will he be able to run 80% of race distance? Mrs. P, here's your boy, Alan Pena, in second place, only behind Laszlo Toth by 2.8 seconds. And lapping around 7/10 a lap faster that previous lap around. So Pena doing a pretty good job with his pace and momentum. He should have some clear air in front of him and potentially be able to catch back up to the rear end of Laszlo before the end of the session. Ryan Nash in the lead of the race in front of Kevin Lee by 3.4 seconds. Then Corey McNulty in third, Rory the Cannon Buchanan in fourth, Nicholas Kindred in fifth, Wilson Ho in sixth. Pit stops being called for Rory Buchanan the Cannon and Wilson Ho as well. Hyun Isho, BK, Nathan Baer, Chris Frazier, David Johnson, Enrique Santos Lopez, Robert Tenente, and Justin Cutler all taking pit stops. And I'm just doing a little bit of math in my head. If we've got another 8.5 minutes left, that's another 2, 4, 6, 8 laps. That's another 4 laps. That'll put us at lap 22. If Cutler can manage to keep it together, he'll finish 18 laps of the 22. What's 18 divided by 22, folks? Divided by 22 is exactly 81%. If Justin Cutler does not complete every single lap to the end of this race, he will no longer get points. If he gets lapped one more time, he will not get points. This could be disastrous for the championship leader, Justin Cutler. You see the triangle on the minimap right now. That is the race leader, the number 21 of Ryan Nash. The 35 just crossing the start-finish line, coming down in towards turn 1 right now. It'll be hard-pressed for Ryan Nash to lap Justin Cutler unless there is another disconnect. McNulty takes his mandatory pit stop. BK clatters it into the wall at Dunlop. And that looks like equipment failure. Nicholas Kindred out of pit lane now. Laszlo taking a very long pit stop right now. What's going on with Laszlo? I'm not sure what happened to Laszlo Toth, but he's been in the pit stops for so long that David Johnson has just regained that position. Alan Pena into pits. And up into third place overall. Congratulations to Alan Pena for now. Provisional podium with 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this event. Was there an incident for the number 31? Oh, Laszlo suffered a disconnect and rejoined the race. I'm just hearing from race control. Oh, super unfortunate for all of the Six Sigma drivers tonight. That is not the way you want to end the championship. Well, that'll be 2 laps down for Laszlo Toth. What could have been, what could have was for the Six Sigma team.
Final lap now.
You heard it there. The leader is on the final lap of the race. David Johnson is 29.5 seconds ahead of Enrique Santos Lopez. So that 5-second penalty won't mean anything to him right now. Here comes Mr. America. It's Ryan Nash through Coca-Cola Curve for the final time. Ryan Nash finishes the race in P1 on lap 23. Kevin Lee finishes the race in P2. Corey McNulty will actually take home third place overall after the round of pit stops have been completed. And McNulty will be happy as heck with his podium. Heck of a way to end the season. Rory Buchanan, 7.7 seconds later, will clinch P2 in his standings. Nicholas Kindred in P3. Benjamin Hyun, the next driver to cross the line, battling it out with Wilson Ho to the very end. The 888 trying to pull one out on the FAF GTD driver, but just not enough time left in the race. 3/10 separating the two drivers at the end. Hyun in 6th, Wilson Ho in 7th, Alan Pena in 8th, Ryan Conrad in 9th. Isho coming through Coca-Cola Curve for the final time. Number 220 will bring home 10th position. Alan Pena clinches P1 in the amateurs. Johnny Nickelford will claim P2 for the amateurs. Senior Coconut says, congrats to all the drivers. It was amazing seeing them all progress this season. What a nail biter at the end here. Absolutely, Senior Coconut. Johnny Nickelford crosses the line, P2 in the AMs. Nathan Bear will clinch P3 for the AMs. And Chris Frazier. Let's watch a video from the Sick Kids Foundation. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Stay tuned for driver interviews. Let's try that again. And we have the official results now. Justin Cutler takes home the gold in P1 with 264 points. Kevin Lee in P2. Ryan Nash in P3, separated by 2 points. Nate Roberts in P4. Dominic Schumann 5th. KO Jr. in 6th. Justin Gottlieb in 7th. Philippe Cossette in 8th. Those are your gold drivers in the pro category. In the silver category, it's none other than Corey McNulty in the Bald Eagle Motorsports with 255 points in front of Wilson Ho in the Ferrari 296 GT3 for Six Sigma Racing. And Rory Buchanan in 3rd, Nicholas Kindred in 4th, Ryan Conrad in 5th, BK in 6th, Benjamin Hyun in 7th, Balwea Isho in 8th, and Peterson Alameda in 9th. In the bronze category, it'll be David Johnson with the Bald Eagle Motorsports with 248 points ahead of Johnny Nickelford, the FAF GTD, with 227. Then Alan Pena in 3rd, Laszlo Toth in 4th, Nathan Baer in 5th, Chris Frazier in 6th, Enrique Santos Lopez in 7th, Robert Tenente in 8th, Milton Diaz in 9th, Merlin Travail in 10th, Carlos Alberto Nataro in 11th, Travis Mills in 12th, Leo Mora in 13th. And those are your official standings. And we've got the winner, Justin Cutler, in chat with us right now. Justin Cutler, how do you do, sir?
Yeah, doing pretty good. I mean, all things considered with the disconnections today, but you can't really predict that stuff. We had some bad weather roll through the area here where we live, so, you know, such is life sometimes.
Man, I just assumed you were using AOL dial-up internet or something like that to connect to the server. But pretty crazy. You were having us bite our nails and toes off. We were so worried about what was going to happen to the championship. Were you worried at any point in time about reconnecting?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. That would have been a rough way to go after a good season, you know. But no, I just kept sticking with it. It kind of gave me a bit of an advantage at the end. I know I was going to end up laps down, but it gave me a chance to put fresh tires on and get fastest lap for a couple bonus points, so at least I salvaged that.
Absolutely amazing. Justin Cutler, you've pretty much done a great job with nothing but podiums, if I'm not mistaken, the entire championship season. What has really been the secret sauce to just get that pace? And not only the pace, because you haven't been on pole position all the time, but it's really been down to your consistency overall. What have you done to get that consistency?
Yeah, I'd say qualifying's not my strongest suit, but just learning how to tune the car, learning, you know, what to do to make it stable but fast, and then just putting the laps in and aiming for a good, quick, stable race car. But we'll see. I'll probably switch it up next season. You may see me in something else other than the Nissans. So
don't tell me you're going to drive the Jag.
No, there won't be a Jag.
Darn, I thought I was the only car that I could think of that is less meta than the Nissan GTR would possibly be the Jag. That, or if you drive a Lexus, that could be the only less meta cars available to you.
Oof, yeah, no Lexus, no. Yeah, no, it'll be one of the standard breeds. So nothing too crazy.
All right, looking forward to it, Justin Cutler. Is there anybody that you want to thank or anybody that you'd like to mention tonight?
Just huge props to the other front runners, like Nate, Ryan, and Kev again, like for another season in a row. It's just within like a half second, pretty much door to door for most of the season. Danny for being the steward. That guy puts in some crazy hours. Leo for running it, and yourself for being our in-house commentator.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And from behalf of the rest of the staff, thank you very much for all the hard work that you put in to make this a wonderful season. You're absolutely right about that, Justin Cutler. Thank you very much to Leo, and thank you very much to Daniel Tran for doing all the hard work behind the scenes. I'm just the guy behind the microphone. Thank you very much for joining us, Justin Cutler. It looks like we have Corey McNulty coming in next. Any final comments, Justin?
No, just looking for the next season. Quick shout out to my buddy Matt too. I know he's been supporting me on the stream, so props to him.
Right on, brother. Have a great night and stay safe out there.
Cheers, you too.
And now we've got none other than the Bald Eagle Motorsports driver of Corey McNulty. McNulty, what a hell of a season you've had. Corey, are you there? Paging Corey McNulty. I do not have a copy from Corey McNulty. Let's see if we can grab our David Johnson, if he's available. I don't see David Johnson anywhere, and Corey McNulty has left the channel. So we'll keep on keeping on with the race replay highlights. We'll try to see if we can get David Johnson and Corey McNulty back in here. I am hearing something of a rumble. Hello?
Hey, Soccer.
Whom am I talking to now? Is this Deej Johnson?
No, it's not. It's Ryan Nash.
Oh, hello, Mr. Nash. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I am living the dream right now. Mr. Nash, what an amazing season that you had. Great finish for you in the last couple of races. You've been driving with your elbows out, your heart on your sleeve, and you've been keeping up with guys like Justin Culler and Kevin Lee, and you left Nate Roberts in the dust. You gotta feel pretty good about yourself.
Yeah, no, I feel good. You know, the season has definitely had lots of highs for sure. But I just want to give props to them because they're really good racers and you know, are always within a couple of tenths of each other and just always trying to one-up each other, you know, just that good, fun, competitive spirit. But yeah, I mean, it's just been a heck of a season and, you know, just been staying consistent and trying not to make mistakes.
Yeah, well, I think that's what Cutler was just saying a little while ago, is that you guys have really managed to stay kind of toe-to-toe, non-stop all season long, within those couple of tenths of each other, without really touching or without really having any hard feelings towards each other. You know, what is it that allows you guys to put that much faith into each other to where you can race so closely without touching?
I think it's just having confidence in one another, because now that we've been driving with each other for a little bit, we kind of know how our driving styles are, and so we just have that confidence, because if you don't have confidence with the driver next to you, as you can see, sometimes it does end up, you know, not the way that you want it to.
No, absolutely true. You guys have been driving pretty much like bad men all season long and leaving the competition kind of in your wake. It's all been the Cutler, Kevin Lee, Ryan Nash show for the most part. And I must say, Nash, you've done a great job of showing us what you're made out of these past couple of races. You've done a fantastic job pretty much finishing in first or second the past couple events. And of course, Mazzano being such a weird event where you would have technically won had there not been the pit stop infringement. Just absolute nail biter of a race. So exciting to watch all season long.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a little tricky because it was a little dark and I couldn't really. I kind of thought where I knew the pit lane line was, and I guess I misjudged it just by like a fraction. And you know, I guess same thing with Justin. That ended up to the result that we had there. But yeah, it's been a heck of a season for sure.
Amazing, and it sounds like you've enjoyed yourself will we welcome you back for season 3, or will you want to race again for season 3 of the Pro-Am Racing Challenge?
I'll have to see. I'll have to look at my schedule with school and everything and see how, what my availability looks like. But we'll see.
Well, you know where we're going to be every Tuesday night as soon as the season gets started. We're going to be right back here for Pro-Am Racing Challenge Season 3 coming up in just a few weeks' time. I'm sure after a little break, Leo Mora and the crew will get together a schedule of events, and we can't wait for the next championship round to be taking place. It looks like we're having tech issues for a couple of the drivers, Deej Johnson and and Corey McNulty having technical issues and not wanting to join us. Do you have any comments that you'd like to make about your season there?
Oh yeah, it's been a great season. I'm happy to be able to get poles when I can and compete with Justin and Kevin and Nate when I can. Of course, it hasn't always been perfect with me as well. For example, the last race where I was just so close and just disconnected because thunderstorm was coming through where I was and everything just kind of just shut off. But yeah, it's been good. It's been real good.
Anybody that you'd like to thank or anybody that you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for commentating, all the top racers, Cutler, Lee, Nate, and everybody else, Corey McNulty and MBK, and Leo Mora as well, and all the fans who tune in, and yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining me, Mr. Nash. It's been a pleasure to watch you race and grow all season long, and I'm looking forward to seeing you compete again for another title here in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Have a wonderful night and stay safe, my friend.
You as well. All right.
See ya. Craig Bear says, great season, everyone. Has been a blast driving. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Craig. Really appreciate all the love and support that you're giving to the Omega Sim Racing channel, and appreciate the shout out in the chat. Join us on YouTube as well, the Omega Sim Racing channel on YouTube, where you can watch ad-free. And I think that's going to do it for us here in the booth, everybody. It's been a wonderful time. Thank you so much for having me for another season here at the Pro-Am Racing channel. Thank you very much to Omega Sim Racing for giving me this platform to broadcast and do commentary on. It's been a heck of a ride. I love watching the drivers grow. I love watching the championship grow season after season. I love the fact that we have 22 drivers enter, 19 make it to the final race. It's still mathematically anybody's ball game at the end, so all the drivers still have marbles to play for. It is a fantastic championship setup that we have. I just love this so much. There's no place I'd rather be on my Tuesday evenings than right here with you guys. So thank you so much for everything that you guys have allowed me to do and allow me to keep on broadcasting for you all. Really appreciate it. Shout out to Daniel Tran, shout out to Leo Mora, shout out to the Omega Sim Racing staff for putting on a wonderful championship series and list of events. Thank you very much to everybody that put hard work into their liveries, making them color coordinated as well. Really appreciate watching you guys put out your flair as much as possible. Again, a phenomenal season, a phenomenal championship. You guys are absolutely great. Thank you for letting me a part of your journey. Have a wonderful night. And for the final time this season, everybody, make sure you stay safe out there.